know that feeling when you look at an old conversion and think, yeah, I can do better. Well, that's exactly what we're doing today. I previously converted my Sanguinary Guard using the old models mixed with Primaris intercessors. But today we're taking things to the next level, with some incredible 3D printed parts from Grey Tide Studios. New winged backpacks, new weapons, and overall upgrade to make them look absolutely stunning. So let's get into it. Before we slap some paint on this, let's talk about the kit bashing of these models. The original Sanguinary Guard kits are still fantastic, but I wanted to make them stand out more. My previous conversions involved combining Sanguinary Guard torsos and bits with Primaris intercessor legs and arms, to give them more of an imposing silhouette. While that worked well, I wanted to push the aesthetic further. Enter Grey Tide Studios. These 3D printed parts are a game changer. The winged backpacks are sharper and more dynamic. The swords and spears are refined and elegant. And the extra detail add a real sense of nobility to the models. To kit bash these, this is what I did. I carefully removed the old backpack and weapons from the existing conversion. I smoothed down any rough edges using my mold line remover, just to smooth out the attachment points. I then test fitted the 3D printed parts before gluing to ensure proper alignment. Make sure you use super glue for the 3D printed parts. I felt that the shins looked a bit bare, so I decided to add some extra shin details that come with the Grey Tide 2 Studio Pack. I just scraped off the paint that was already on there, smoothed out the surface, and super glued on the new shin pads. Now with everything in place, let's get painting. To start, I prime the models with Vallejo Black Primer. This provides excellent coverage and ensures a solid foundation for the metallic paints we'll be using. A smooth, even coat of the primer is key to getting the best results. To make sure, applying it in light, thin layers to avoid obscuring any fine details. For the armor, I applied Army Painter Speedpaint Metallic Glittering Glute. This paint delivers a brilliant gold finish with smooth application. A strong pigmentation. It makes an ideal base for our Sanguinary Guard. Because speed paints have a self-shading quality, it immediately adds depth to the armor, but we'll be taking it further with an oil wash. Once the armor was fully dried, I shaded it with Winsor & Newton oil color, Magenta. Now why Magenta? This adds a warmth and depth to the gold, enriching it in the shadows and creating a more visually striking result. Oil washes also offer extended working time, making it easier to refine the shading and achieve seamless blends. I applied the wash generously, letting it settle into the recesses before gently wiping it away with some clean makeup sponges. The result, a beautifully rich and deep gold, with a shadow that's enhanced with contrast. Once the washes are all done, I go back in with glittering loot to reinforce the highlights and tidy up any areas where the shading might have dulled the gold. This brings back the rich metallic shine and helps define the armor beautifully. Next I tackled the black and silver areas. Since I hadn't yet decided whether to keep the wings black or paint them white, I left them black for now. The weapons and trim were also left in their black primer state as a base. The matte black undercoat provides a great starting point for metallics, ensuring a strong contrast against the gold armor. For those essential Blood Angel red details, such as the shoulder pads, the blood drops, and the banner, I started with a base coat of Vallejo model color dark red. This gives a rich deep red tone as a foundation, ensuring that the red elements contrast well against the gold armor. To brighten and add volume, I layered with Vallejo Game Color Bloody Red on the raised areas, creating a striking highlight effect. I made sure to apply this in thin layers to build up the color gradually while preserving smooth transitions. For the sharpest highlights, I mixed Bloody Red and Vallejo Game Color Moon Yellow in a 50-50 ratio. This mix provides an eye-catching final touch to the edges, helping the red element stand out. I carefully applied this highlight to the most exposed edges, ensuring a crisp and controlled finish. So, after some consideration, I decided to go with the classic white wings for more traditional Sanguinary Guard aesthetic. The white wings really help reinforce their angelic nature, making them stand out on the battlefield. To achieve this, I base coated the wings with Vallejo Game Color Wolf Grey, which serves as a solid cool-toned foundation. This color helps prevent the final white from looking too stark or flat. Then I applied a thinned wash of Express Color Black Lotus, letting it settle into the recesses to create depth. This darkened the feather separation, adding natural looking shadows. Once dry, I carefully repainted the individual feathers with wolf grey to bring them back to the mid-tone definition. For highlights, I use a 50-50 mix of Wolf Grey and Joe Sange's Titanium White, carefully applying it to the feather's edges and creating contrast and a soft yet defined texture. Highlighting each feather individually may take extra time, but the final effect is well worth the effort. For the silver sections, such as the weapon blades and armor details, I painted them using Army Painter Speedpaint Metallic Broadsword Silver. This provides a bright yet smooth metallic finish without overwhelming the black base. To make the silver pop, I highlighted it with 50-50 mix of broadsword silver and metal color white aluminium. This added a crisp, reflective edge that gives a polished high contrast look. Taking the time to highlight metallic properly can really elevate the final appearance, making the weapons and details shine. Finally, to complete the model, I worked on the base. A good base ties everything together, grounding the miniature and enhancing their presence on the tabletop. I used AK Liquid Pigment Battle Ash to achieve a realistic battle-worn appearance. This pigment settles naturally into the base's texture, adding a dusty, weathered effect that helps to tie the model into the battlefield setting. For extra impact, you could add scattered debris, shattered armor pieces, or even subtle touches of blood spatter. After all, the Sanguinary Guard are never far from the front lines. Using texture paste, tufts, or additional pigments can further enhance the base, making the model feel like they belong in a living, breathing war zone. And there you have it. Sanguinary Guard fully upgraded with winged jetpacks, striking weapons, and a gold finish worthy of Sanguinius himself. These models were a joy to work on, and I'm incredibly happy how they turned out. If you enjoyed this tutorial, hit the like button, and if you are new here, consider subscribing for more Warhammer painting guides, conversions, and hobby content. So, what do you think about the new Sanguinary Guard kit? Should Games Workshop have included the wings? Let's discuss it in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.